Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the church history trail. And where we are is we're actually in KIRCUBBIN, and we're outside what used to be the old manse. And there's a bit of history to the old manse here. This was the old Presbyterian manse. It's now a private dwelling, and so it's still in use, which is good to see. You can see the sea down at the bottom there. And so it's still in use today, this building, but this building has a massive history behind it, because on the 15th of October 1798, the minister in training was the Reverend Archibald Warwick of KIRCUBBIN here, of KIRCUBBIN Presbyterian Church. And you can see the Presbyterian Church just down there in the distance, and so it's very close to where the manse is. And in between the church and the manse here, there's a car park. And in the 18th century, there was actually thousands who were gathered here, because it wasn't a car park then. Before it was a car park, actually it was houses. But there was a big event that took place here between the KIRCUBBIN Presbyterian Church and the manse of the Presbyterian minister here. And that was a public hanging, because the minister in training, the Reverend Archibald Warwick, who was the Presbyterian minister in training at this church, was actually executed by public hanging here on a gallows that was raised between the church and the manse. So quite a fantastic bit of history here, for a very sad but gruesome as well piece of history. And as I say, thousands gathered to see their beloved minister die, and where he was executed was actually here. So it's a car park today. So it is. And his crime was his role in the 1798 rebellion and his attempt to overthrow the government. Now, he was accompanied by his senior minister of the Presbyterian Church then, who was the Reverend Brydon, and he's buried actually in Movilla Cemetery. And I done a wee video on Archibald Warwick and at his grave, so if you want to watch that, then check out my playlist where I talk about the 1798 rebellion. But amazing to think that in this car park, right between the Presbyterian minister's manse and the Presbyterian Church here of KIRCUBBIN, that the minister in training of this church was actually executed. So incredible to think it, isn't it? Back in the day. And of course you can see the sea. Beautiful beautiful scenery today. You certainly wouldn't, and there's a wee walk you can do there along the sea coast, and you certainly wouldn't realise the history, the actual history here, because it's very picturesque today. But back then, on that fateful day for Archibald Warwick, it certainly wasn't a good day for him. And it was violent and bloody times, of course, during the 1798 rebellion. And of course, much of Ireland's the same as, we're not unique in that sense, because the world is the same, that of course we have a violent past as well, don't we? And so this is the church here. So I'm going to take you in. Can't take you inside the church now because there's nobody there, but I'll take you inside the grounds. And there's a plaque up front at the front door. It doesn't mention Archibald now, but it does mention when the church was built. So we'll go and have a wee look. So a big lot of history to this church. The church, the manse, and the car park here. Of course, it wasn't a car park back then. So this is the church here. And it's KIRCUBBIN Presbyterian Church. And if you're interested in checking this church out, it's divine worship is at 10:15 a.m. and the evening services as announced, and it says visitors warmly welcomed. So there you go. Here's the church where Archibald Warwick was in training to be a minister, and of course he was hung just at the car park at the other side of the wall there for his part in the 1798 rebellion. So I'll read this wee plaque out to you here. It says, KIRCUBBIN Presbyterian Church, founded 1777, which was the same, I believe, as the Saintfield Presbyterian Church. I think it was 1777 as well, if I remember rightly. Then it says the church was rebuilt 1861 and the entrance reconstructed in 1953. So I'll take you a wee walk round and let you see the church. And then I'm going to do another wee video on this mausoleum here, on this gentleman here. So watch out for that one. You can see the graveyard. There's loads of 19th century graves in here. Haven't found any earlier than 1800. But there's loads of certain 1800s of graves in here. So haven't found anything back in the, or sorry, 19th century, sorry. I haven't found anything earlier than 1800. So I'm not sure if there's any graves here from the 18th century, but certainly there's loads of graves from the 19th century. So this is the back of the church. You can also see the graveyard. There's a couple of graves here I haven't checked out. Maybe see what date's on these, if I can read them. It looks like we can. What date is on that one? It's November. No, it's 1884, so you're talking the 19th century. So I haven't seen anything earlier than the 19th century. The 1800s, I think, was the earliest, and that one's 1822. So there you are. Don't know if I'll be able to read this one or not. And there's writing on it, yeah, 1854. So again, 19th century. So there you are. There's one there, it's completely grew over. And this is the other side of the church. I wonder, can we get a wee look inside here? We can a wee bit. You won't be able to see too much with the reflection, unfortunately. You can see the pews. That's about your limit. We can see a wee bit better in here. Well, not with the camera so much. Well, you can see now. So there you go, that's the best I can do for you. I can't take you in because it's locked up. So there you are. A lot of history here of the Presbyterian Church. And the Reverend Archibald Warwick. So I'll give you another wee view of the typography here. So as you can see, that's the church, the Presbyterian Church in KIRCUBBIN. And then that's the manse where the Presbyterian minister lived. It's a private dwelling today. And then there's the car park. And it was in this site here at the car park is now that the Reverend Archibald Warwick was hung for his compliance in the 1798 rebellion. So thanks for watching, and God bless.